This is Will Kennedy from the Santa Clara City Council, and I'm going through the top 10 reasons why I oppose Measure J. The list of the top 10 reasons is available at santaclaraplacefair.org, complete with the underlined documents that support our arguments. The 10th reason has to do with just adding up the money that we have to put into the project and the money that we expect to get out. The City of Santa Clara, spent about a 2-year period studying that exact question, adding up everything we put in, counting up everything we get out. And the results were that we put in about twice as much as we get out. What do we have to put in? Well, we have to put in about $114 million towards construction of the stadium and other costs near other projects near the stadium. In addition to that, we have to provide the land for the stadium, and we have to continue to provide the training center land to the stadium under an extremely cheap lease deal where the 49ers pay about 1% of what everybody else in the area pays for that 11-acre training center. So that's what we give up, plus a lot of time and energy running the stadium authority. What do we get? Well, we do get certain things that we have to say. To be fair, we do get some rent, we get some profit from other events that we might have in the stadium, we get various taxes, we get some hotel taxes, we get some sales tax, we get some property tax. We've added it all up, and in today's dollars, that's $57 million. So look, I'm going to talk in today's dollars because that's the way our city staff went about it, and that's the way economists generally compare the costs and benefits or the costs and expenses related to a project. So the $114 million, if you put that in net present value, it's only slightly less. It's $106 million. Plus the other, the fact that we're providing land, which really hasn't been quantified. So at least $106 million plus land. And what do we get back? $57 million. That's almost a 2-to-1, actually more than a 2-to-1 loss for the city of Santa Clara. Now I want to talk about why those numbers came out the way they did. Because if you've been reading the brochures that you're getting from the 49ers, they're using some very, very big numbers. For example, they say that they will pay $40 million of rent. Well, the calculation that I just gave you, the $57 million, I'm only counting $8 million of rent. Why the difference? Is because I, like our city staff and like most economists, are looking at today's value. So as we look at what the value to us of the rent that we're going to receive for the entire 40-year period, it's $8 million. $8 million. In other words, we'd be better off if the 49ers just wrote us a check today for $8 million than to collect the rent over the next 40 years. Well, just think about that. I was looking at the 49ers payroll the other day. They paid one player, their defensive end, $8.7 million last year for 1 year of play. So they paid one player for 1 year play more than they're paying in rent to us for the entire 40-year period. So that's very important to keep in mind. The 49ers have consistently only used what we call nominal dollars, nominal values, which completely ignores inflation, to make it seem like they're paying us more than they're actually paying us. And the other part of what we get is the profit from concerts that we might have or soccer games that we might have. Our city staff values the entire profit, and all of the profit that we might get from all of those events over the 40 years as $18 million. Now the 49ers talk about it in a much, much bigger number. Again, they're ignoring the fact that most of this money comes way down the road and is very much devalued by inflation. So when we use net present value, which our economists and our staffs have done consistently, we see that basically it's a 2-to-1 loss for the city of Santa Clara.